Welcome to the deep dive. You're here because you want to level up your understanding of important topics, quickly without getting too bogged down.
Yeah, exactly.
Think of this as your shortcut to really getting it. Today, we're diving deep into quality management.
That's right. We've gone through quite a bit of material, really trying to pull out the essentials for you. Our mission today, it's to figure out what quality management actually is, its key parts, and importantly, why being proactive about it is, well, increasingly vital for success.
Okay, yeah, hoping for some of those light bulb moments you mentioned.
Definitely.
So let's get right to it. In simple terms, what are we talking about with quality management?
Put simply, it's a systematic approach, a way for a company to consistently meet or even exceed what customers expect.
Okay.
And critically doing that while keeping the overall costs as low as possible.
Lowest total cost rate. That sounds pretty important. So, okay, happy customers, check. But what else does it do for the company itself? Why bother?
Well, think about it. Happy customers tend to stick around, right? That means growth. But it's more than that. Good quality management drastically cuts down on waste.
Waste like scrap, rework.
Exactly. Fewer faulty products, less stuff needing to be fixed. That hits the bottom line directly. Plus, solid quality processes, they give you a much stronger base for launching new things, new products, staying competitive.
It really sounds like it all connects.
It really does. It's like a well-oiled machine when it works right.
And it sounds like this isn't just, the quality department's job.
Oh, absolutely not. That's a key point. Quality management isn't stuck in one corner. It stretches across the whole organization. Well, operations, the folks actually making things, supply chain, managing materials, continuous improvement teams, obviously, engineering, designing the products, the technology teams enabling the processes, and yes, of course, the quality team itself.
Wow, okay. It's a real team effort then.
It has to be. Coordination is everything.
Okay, so the material we looked at, it breaks quality management down into four main components, right?
Yes, exactly. Four essential parts that kind of build on each other. Quality planning, quality assurance, quality control, and quality improvement.
Integrated, not separate silos.
That's the idea. They work together.
Let's take the first one then. Quality planning. What's that about?
Okay, quality planning. Think of this as the upfront work. It's like drawing the map for quality before you start the journey, designing products, processes, all with customer needs baked in from the start.
So setting standards based on what customers want.
Exactly. Setting those standards, but also, crucially, using what you've learned before, lessons learned, what worked, what didn't. It's about being really intentional about quality right from the get-go.
Being proactive, thinking ahead. Okay, can you give us maybe a practical example? How does this look in reality?
Sure. Take FME failure mode and effects analysis. That's where teams sit down and proactively try to figure out all the ways something could potentially fail before it happens.
Like a quality risk assessment.
Precisely. Or APQP, Advanced Product Quality Planning. That's a whole framework for designing and developing new products, ensuring quality is built in, not bolted on later. And QFD, Quality Function Deployment, that helps translate customer wants into specific technical specs.
So these aren't just abstract ideas.
Not at all. They're tools to prevent problems, avoid major costs later.
Wow.
Imagine catching a design flaw before production instead of dealing with a recall. That's the power of planning.
Okay, planning sets the stage. What's next? Quality assurance. What role does that play?
Right, quality assurance. If planning is the map, assurance is about making sure you're actually following it. One source called it guarding of planned quality.
Guarding it? How?
By continuously monitoring and controlling the processes and the inputs, the materials, the methods. It's about making sure you're consistently sticking to those standards you set in the planning phase.
So checking that we're doing things the right way, consistently, day in, day out.
You got it. It's proactive. It stops you drifting off course. Common tools here are things like process audits checking if procedures are followed, measurement system analysis, or MSA, basically making sure your measuring tools are accurate. You can't control what you can't measure reliably, right?
Makes sense.
Then control plans, documenting what's critical and how to monitor it. And SPC, statistical process control. Using data to watch how a process is behaving over time, looking for potential issues before they cause actual defects.
Got it. Assurance is about the process. Then there's quality control. How's that different?
Okay, quality control. This is often seen as like the final checkpoint, the last line of defense.
Right.
While assurance focuses on the system, the process, control is more about inspecting the product or service itself.
So checking the output.
Exactly. Inspections, tests, and then taking action if something isn't right. The main goal here is pretty straightforward. Stop bad products from getting to the customer.
Like someone physically inspecting a part off the line. Or maybe software testing.
Perfect examples. Could be manual checks, could be semi-automated, could be fully automated tests. And if you do find a problem, you need procedures for containment, isolating the bad batch and disposition, deciding what happens next. Rework. Scrap.
Okay, that makes sense. Planning sets the direction, assurance keeps the process steady, control checks the output. What about the last one? Quality improvement.
Quality improvement. This is really the engine for getting better over time. It's about systematically finding ways to tweak, refine, enhance your existing processes.
Oh, it's ongoing.
Definitely. Not a one-off fix. It's an iterative cycle. Learning from mistakes, learning from data, and actively looking for ways to do things better. Organizations usually prioritize where to focus based on the total cost of quality.
Meaning?
Meaning they look at where the biggest problems are, the most waste, the most cost, the most customer complaints, and tackle those first.
So it's not just reacting to fires, but proactively trying to make the whole system better.
Exactly, that's the goal. And there are loads of tools for this. KP, corrective action, and preventive action is a big one. Structured problem solving.
Okay.
Root cause analysis, digging deep to find the real reason for a problem, not just the symptom. Then you've got frameworks like A3 problem solving, 8D, Kaizen, which is all about small, continuous improvements from everyone. DMAIC from Six Sigma, lots of approaches.
It sounds like these four pieces, planning, assurance, control, improvement, they need something to hold them all together, right? A system.
Precisely. That's where the quality management system, or QMS, comes in. You might hear different names, but essentially it's the structure. It provides the framework and the tools to integrate these four components.
And align them with the business goals.
Exactly. A QMS usually involves documented things like metrics, quality standards, defined processes, procedures, and increasingly specialized software helps manage it all.
So it's kind of the operational backbone for quality.
That's a good way to put it, yeah. A solid QMS brings consistency, transparency, accountability across all those quality activities. Many companies follow established standards too, like ISO 9001, which basically outlines what a good QMS looks like.
Right, the ISO standards.
And software really helps tie it together, managing documents, tracking data, communication.
Okay, now our sources talked about this journey to excellence, a shift from being reactive to more proactive in quality management. What does that journey actually look like?
Yeah, that journey, it's really about shifting focus. What leading companies are doing more and more is putting their energy upstream.
Upstream, meaning?
Meaning more emphasis on robust quality assurance and really thorough quality planning, rather than relying heavily on downstream quality control and just reacting to problems after they happen.
So building quality in from the start.
That's the core idea. Build it in, don't just inspect it in later.
The goal is less firefighting then, fewer crises.
Exactly that. If you focus on prevention early on, you just naturally have fewer problems cropping up later. That means less rework, less scrap, fewer of those costly last-minute fixes.
Right.
And it frees up your quality people. Instead of just catching defects, they can spend time on more strategic stuff, like actually figuring out and eliminating the root causes of potential issues, tackling systemic problems.
And I guess that proactive planning might have other benefits too.
Oh, absolutely. Think about it. If you're planning for quality right in the design phase, you can often figure out how to use materials more efficiently.
So cost savings? Maybe environmental benefits too?
Could be both, yeah. And you can design products that are just inherently easier to make, well, more reliable for the customer. It creates this kind of positive ripple effect through the whole system.
Okay, shifting to proactive quality sounds like a really smart move. But how does an organization actually do that? What are the keys to making that transition work?
Good question. It takes effort. Several things are pretty critical based on what we reviewed. First, there's a big mindset shift needed. For who?
Especially for quality professionals. If they're used to mainly doing inspection, controlling output, they need to develop stronger skills in things like root cause analysis, proactive planning, really understanding the processes deeply. It often means investing in training, helping them grow.
So upskilling, changing habits. Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
Second, technology is a huge enabler here. If you can automate some of the routine assurance and control tasks like automated inspections or using software for data analysis that frees up your people for the more strategic, proactive work.
Using tech to handle the repetitive stuff.
Right. And finally, you absolutely need strong teamwork, breaking down those walls between departments, operations, engineering, quality, supply chain, getting them collaborating effectively. Everyone needs to be on the same page about quality goals.
Makes sense. Silos kill collaboration.
They really do.
Okay, so let's sort of recap. We've covered that quality management is this whole system built on planning, assurance, control, and improvement.
All working together within a quality management system, a QMS. And the real win seems to be moving towards being more proactive, designing quality in rather than just reacting to problems.
You've absolutely nailed the key points. That proactive approach, it drives customer satisfaction, cuts costs, sure, but it also builds a foundation for, well, long-term success and a culture where things just keep getting better.
So for you listening, here's something to chew on. How could adopting that design for quality mindset right from the very start of anything you do, maybe a big work project, maybe something smaller, even personal, how could that ultimately save you time, resources, maybe just headaches down the line?
Yeah, what if anticipating potential issues, building in quality up front, just became your default way of thinking, professional and personally?
Interesting thought.
And hey, if this deep dive has sparked your interest and you want to learn more practical skills in quality management, problem solving, achieving operational excellence, we definitely recommend checking out builtcourse.com.
Builtcourse.com, got it. A good resource for continuing the learning journey.
Absolutely, lots of great stuff there.